Welcome, gamers, to the one and only Thor Zone. Yep, we're gonna be checking out the Ayn Thor. I might be kind of geeking over this thing, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, brother. This ain't the Thor, but this is. This thing is so sick. I'm not gonna say endgame because there's obvious flaws with it, especially just ergonomically. It's kind of weird, but man, this thing, it hits different. There's a little bit of like that kind of magic to it that I think we've all been missing from a lot of handhelds lately. Also, there's a little piece of cat hair. Gonna get that out of there. Anyways, so gonna wait for some people to roll in, but if you're watching this on the VOD, thanks for checking out the VOD. We have a big plan for today. Lots of stuff on the agenda. Producer, pull up the agenda. Right there. First up, make the stream work. Think it's working? Can't tell. Okay, it's working. Step 2. What is the Ayn Thor? We're gonna check it out. Step 3, Thor Tour. Exclusive Montotech Thor Tour. Step 4, tons of games. None of them are Wii U, by the way. I didn't have it in me to set up the Wii U. It's a bit janky, and there's so many other platforms that work better, especially considering that a lot of Wii U games got ported to the Switch. We're gonna check out Switch games instead. Step 5, Q&A and 3DS side-by-side comparison. I got a stack of dual screen first-party Nintendo devices. Step 6, even more games. And 7, closing time. We're gonna close up the clamshell of the stream and put it to sleep. And I will go back into my ethereal realm of non-existence for however long it takes me to finish the review of this thing. I'm trying to knock it out quickly because anyways, enough jibber jabbering. Cut the music. Let's get serious. Producer, throw it to the overhead. All right. We're in the mix over here with the Ayn Thor. Okay. Let's jack in and check this puppy out. So, right now I have a front end called Console Launcher. This thing is a dual screen first. I guess it's very optimized for dual screen. A lot of the other launchers didn't really have it kind of worked with dual screen. Let me pull up some other launchers. So my usual go-to is ESDE, but the thing with the ESDE is it only shows up on the top screen. I think they're working on it to make it like a dual screen kind of thingy. But as of right now, it's only on the top screen. And then meanwhile, you have your default at the bottom. Another launcher is Beacon. And that's something that if you launch something from the bottom, then it launches on the bottom. So again, it's not perfect. There are some flaws with some growing pains, so to speak, with dual screen gaming. Dual screen Android handheld specifically. So one of those is kind of like, that the software experience. The actual games are pretty dang good. So we got Beacon. Let's try and finagle a little something up here. Boop, boop, bop. Beacon only shows up on the top. There might be a setting to make it work on both things, both screens, but again, I haven't even set it up yet because man, what's going on here? I don't want to type in every platform name and then, you know, to set the app in the ROM folder. That's, you know, no thank you. So that's ESDE, that's Beacon. Beacon, I think, works a little better with dual screens. And then there's also Daigisho, which is a free front end. And yeah, Nemesis, this thing is shiny. It kind of like looks a little too like blown out on camera, a little like really white. I think it looks so good. It's such an awesome premium looking handheld. Yo, what up, Alex? I'm just gonna call you Alex. My name is Alex, actually, but my last name is Monto. So just shout out to doxing. Anyways, so this is Daigisho. It's a very clean and mature front end that, again, it works on the top. Yo, Alan. So yeah, Daigisho works on top, and then again, you have your usual app drawer at the bottom. And depending on which screen you tap, that's where it'll launch the app from. So say, you know, you want settings on the bottom, then you tap it at the bottom. And if you want settings on the top, then you tap it on top, and then it launches up there. So I have console launcher set as my default home screen. So anytime I press the home button down here, it takes me back to console launcher with this beautiful background music that almost made me cry the first time I heard it. It did something to me. It tickled my my something spot. I can't say on camera. Anyways, so the cool thing about console launcher is that it works with both screens. It also has retro achievements like built in. So you have retro achievements built in. That's me. You can add me if you want. And there's also Discord rich presence, so you can, you know, load it. You can put your Discord in there, and then I think that it shows on your Discord what you're playing on your Thor. So it's just like, it's a very clean and mature feeling front end. However, it's hang tight. We got a little bit of a technical thing we gotta do. All right. Something over here to chow. So yeah, it has Discord, it has retro achievements, there's local backups, which I think is good for transferring your stuff to different devices. And then in the future, there's going to be online backups, syncing between devices, all that jazz. So this launcher, Alan, is console launcher. It really, when I first set it up, I had tried out ESDE. I tried out the regular Odin launcher, which we can also take a look at. But then this one just spoke to me, I guess, you know. And it took a little bit of setting up, took a little bit of tweaking, and obviously there's this black bar at the bottom that's not ideal. There's other kind of, you know, minor things as well. So it's not perfect. Like, I think I have to relaunch it in order to show. I put some Game Boy Color games on here, so let's relaunch it to load up those. Let's see if it can find him. No, didn't find him. Whatever. But I don't know if there's a way to necessarily launch games on the bottom screen exclusively, or, you know, that's another growing pain with dual screen devices. Anyways, enough yapping here. Let's check out some 3DS, because I feel like this is the one that everyone, you see this, you see the widescreen on top, you see the screen on the bottom, and you think 3DS. Well, I can assure you that 3DS is an amazing experience. Let's check out Animal Crossing. Let's try and relaunch it because it didn't load with 2 screens. So I don't know what's going on, why it's not loading with 2 screens. Maybe let's just launch Azahar straight from here and see if that gets us the goods. Man, I was really gassing this up, and then now it's not loading both screens. That's annoying. Let's see. Settings. Layout. And then second screen layout. Bottom screen. Theoretically, it should be loading up. I don't know why it's not. Boop. Whoa! Man, we're deep in it right now. We're deep in the mix. So, this might be some stuff you got to do to get 3DS working. Is you might face some weirdness, but you know that's part of the fun. Early adoption. Okay. So I guess this is the perfect time to take a look at the control center, which you'll need to access from time to time. So down here, yeah, maybe another year in the oven. I think it'll be a lot better in maybe like 6 months, because now, especially now that we have a more affordable 2-screen handheld that is now getting into people's hands, especially developers' hands. Instead of the Neo Pocket DS and the 1X Sugar, that thing is just goofy. So I think that now that we have this, hopefully developers can start working at it and making it a little better experience. Okay, let's see if it works now. Still not working. Okay. What is happening? Maybe we have to do the impossible. And that is Neo confuses me. And then they recently announced a phone. What's going on with that? They're just on a different plane of existence. So yeah, I wouldn't really recommend Neo products. They're also just janky messes. Like, this is a little bit janky right now, especially trying to get 3DS working with 2 screens, but Neo is just a hot mess in the software department. Yeah, we're still not getting it to work. Let's do close game, and then maybe we close that. $1,200, and it was cracking. Holy smokes, man! You got scammed. Neo out here scamming their supporters. And then they also take like months, if not years, to ship a pre-order product. It's crazy. Well, let's see if MelonDS is working on both screens, because it might just be it's not picking up the second screen for some reason. Let's do Metroid Prime Hunters. Okay, yeah, so none of these apps are recognizing the second screen. You know what it is? You know what it is? It's this. I have it plugged into like an HDMI thing in order to get the audio. So we're gonna do a little switch around. That's why. Oh, brother. I'm a doofus. Okay. Hang tight. Check this out. One. And then we're gonna do a little switcheroo up here. And then plug in directly into the sound port. Because I think that HDMI slot was overriding the second screen. So yeah, that's a little bit on me. Entirely on me. This should theoretically fix it. But in the meantime, we can take a look at the REAL Ayn Thor, and that is right here. Yep, look at that. So this is, yep, I was joking with you. I was pranking you. This is the REAL Ayn Thor, and you know, it's a very luxurious experience, as you can tell. So we're gonna go ahead and check out some actual Ayn Thor stuff here. Let's load up some games. Yep, as you can see, just a small cable in the back, and you know, it's just a minor, just a growing pain. So anyways, look at that. Just works immediately. Oh, brother. The cost of the cost of being a goober, you know. Ah, sorry about that. Anyways, so now we're directly tapped in, and it should work instead of the like HDMI out. I thought I was slick. So here's the actual Nintendo wants to know your location. Oh god, I'm gonna speak to a villager, and they're gonna tell me they're gonna tell me my IP address. Oh no! Stop! Wait a minute! Wait! Yo! This is basically doing that. No, go away. That's crazy, off the rip. They're like, hey, by the way, we're gonna advertise to you. I hope that's okay, because we're gonna do it anyway. Mayor Slime Star. That's your boy. Whew. I know, right? Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I really blamed it all on janky device, but no, this device, like, and the crazy thing is that it really hasn't been that janky. So when it wasn't working because of this HDMI, you know, USB-C thingy, I was surprised. I was kind of fumbling a little bit. So let's check it out. Get me in. I'm the mayor. We got work to do. Santa Claus. Oh, brother. Yeah, I know. I'm the mayor. I got duties to attend to. So right now this is upscaled to 4x resolution. I think that's more or less like 1080p. It looks very crisp. One thing that you will also notice is that sometimes on screen, like textures that aren't 3D or whatever, like these kind of like pre-rendered things are still fuzzy because they were usually made at lower resolutions. But the actual graphics in the background and on the characters, all these models are super crisp. All right. What do we got? Congrats to newfound mayorhood. That's a sentence I didn't expect to hear ever. Yeah, 3D screens. The original 3DS like kind of gave me a headache, and then I know they incorporated eye tracking in the new one, the new 3DS, but the new 3DS also didn't really have that as much of an impact over in the States as it did elsewhere in the world. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I wish that they would have nailed, you know, the 3D effect. Because 3D, even with the glasses, I have, you know what I have? The PlayStation television with the 3D effect on it. Where you wear the glasses, and then it's like, it came out around the same time as the PS3 and PS4, and that one, it also has this crazy effect, that PlayStation TV, where you can do 2-player, where it's not split screen. Each person sees their own view because of the 3D, dividing itself in half. It's crazy. It's very weird. What a nice looking device. Dude, thanks, Corny Buttle. Yeah. I mean, like, shouts out to Ayn for really cooking on this thing. I was blown away. So I had the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. I made a review about it. You can check that out. But that one didn't quite click with me, and I ended up selling it to a friend of mine. But the Ayn Thor really took that and just ramped it up tenfold. They made it even more premium feeling. They added the second screen, and the software experience on here is surprisingly good, dude. Everything about this thing, outside of the ergonomics, because you can see this kind of sharp edge along the side, that it's, you know, you just got to hold it differently. And then also the shoulder buttons. You see how the shoulder buttons only have a slight curve, but they're also kind of sharp. It's like a shelf. It's kind of weird. It's like a very flat shelf. So you see how my fingers it's not like fully wrapping around it. It's kind of resting on top. And then when you press it down, it's very weird, dude. So yeah, how does it feel versus the Retroid Flip? It's actually even more ergonomic, in my opinion. Just when it comes to naturally holding it. I know my pinkies do a little bit of a shelf kind of thingy. But yeah, something about it. I think because the everything is very, like, I guess, placed very intentionally. We have like the controls on the sides and then the screen in the center. It just feels a lot more, I guess, just like a complete package than the Flip 2. The Flip 2 almost felt a little underbaked. I don't know. Yeah, the Flip 2, yeah, exactly. The Flip 2 triggers really kind of killed it for me. These triggers are very similar, if not slightly worse, but everything else about this device is infinitely better, including the processor. I mean, you can get the same one, you can get the same processor, but I think the Thor really buried the Flip 2. There's almost no reason to get the Flip 2 outside of like very specific niche use cases. But having the second screen and the option for more power on this thing is just, you know, game changer. How comfy is it compared to the Flip 2? It's more comfortable. Overall, it's more comfortable. To my hands, I mean, my hands are, I guess, a little on the bigger side. Not like gigantic mitts, but in my opinion, the Flip 2 has better spacing on the face buttons and stuff like that, but this thing just overall clicks a little more with me, and it feels closer to something like let me pull out something like the 2DS. Here's a 2DS LL Minecraft Creeper Edition. This one also has a sharp edge, as you can tell. So again, the 2DSs and 3DSs aren't perfect either. They're really not the most like ergonomic or powerful, or the screens on here suck. They're really bad. But the ergonomics on here feel, also the hinge is rough. The ergonomics on there feel a lot closer to this. And it's crazy too how compact this thing is. Like, look at how it sizes up with my hands. It's like very compact for what it is. It's packing a Snapdragon 865 chipset and a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. You can also get it with the 865, the same one as the Retroid Pocket 5 and Flip 2. Yeah, Google, they're doing a weird thing with the side loading. One good thing about that, not good thing, but less bad thing, is I believe it's only for Google authorized devices. So I don't know what that necessarily entails, but I don't know if these are Google like authorized or whatever, like Google approved devices. They might be a little more off the grid. It's still TBD though. Who knows what Google will end up doing, but I really don't think they'll end up completely killing emulation with that change. Something tells me that emulation will still live on. Emulation always finds a way. We run into these situations time and time again where it seems like these big companies are just completely obliterating emulation, but it'll find a way. So I think side loading will still be a thing. It just might look a little different. Who knows? I'm not much of a developer at all. I tried doing something for a side project and porting what's the game? Cartoon Network Block Party. It's a really old Flash game, and I tried porting it to Android with a little bit of vibe coding and some like very slight know-how of like a little bit of scripting, but I ended up just hitting a wall, not being able to figure it out. Yeah, exactly, Talon. Hopefully it's only for Google like approved devices. I think it's only going to affect those like Google Pixel and all that kind of stuff. Let's save and then we'll peace out of here and check out maybe Zelda Ocarina of Time. Actually, let's do a Majora's Mask, and then we'll do Ocarina of Time. Also, what up, all 22 y'all? Welcome to the stream. Pretty stoked to have you. You came at the perfect time after I was troubleshooting this for the first like 10-15 minutes of the stream. But that was all user error because I'm a user and I make errors. But so that's Animal Crossing 3D New Leaf. Let's check out Majora's Mask. I played about an hour of this last night, just running it through its paces and getting through. I feel like Majora's Mask has like if you've replayed this or played it at all, I think you can relate to this. The first like hour of the game is kind of a hump you got to get over when it comes to at least turning the first thingy, the first form into a mask. Also, it's sounding a little bit distorted. That could just be the way that my my microphone is. Yeah, I just had it a little bit. The gain was a little bit too high. There we go. Sound on here, the speakers actually sound pretty good. There's also like a little audio mixer down here where you can go to, I think mode, Yeah, and then you can change the volume per screen, and then you can also change the brightness for each screen individually, which is pretty cool. You can just kind of, like, you have full control over this thing. It's pretty great. And then you can also choose to have both screens displaying or one screen at a time. And then just to bring it back up. It's very intuitive, surprisingly enough. There's also a 60 and 120 FPS mode down here. I'm curious how that affects battery life. I just got this handheld on Friday. So I did an unboxing on Friday night, played with it, got it set up yesterday, and then today we're just kind of in that honeymoon phase, you know what I'm saying? So here is Majora's Mask 3D running at 4 times resolution. With every 3DS game, there's gonna be some shader compilation stutters for the first like 10 minutes or so of the gameplay. Because I played this last night, I think that the shaders are pretty much compiled. But with other games too, and also even with this, when we enter some new areas, you'll see that there's a little bit of stutter. 19 CD. No, this is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. This is the Pro model. I bought it with my own grubby money because the 8 Gen 2 is so much more powerful than the 865. I've done a lot of testing with 3DS games on the Retroid Pocket 5 and Flip 2, and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 just really performs at the level that we want to see it. So if you're looking to play 3DS games, I'd highly recommend looking at the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. All right, now enough screwing around. We're gonna go out into the great unknown. Termina. This guy's trying to man-to-man coverage me here. Gotta hit him with the jukes. Shame we didn't get full shader pre-comp for 3DS like Dolphin. I know. I've been thinking about that. Just I love that setting on Dolphin where you can just compile the shaders off the jump. I think because 3DS is a different architecture, it might be a little tougher to implement that kind of thing. So yeah, you can see that little stutter right there when you enter some new worlds, new areas. I'm gonna set that to there. Yeah, right there. You're gonna get that crunch. You're gonna get those stutters. Usually it's during cutscenes and moments where it really doesn't affect gameplay too much, but it all depends on the game too. Like I'm not saying that the stutter is anything, you know, it's not that bad. When it happens, it certainly happens. Speaking of happening, this is a 1-minute cutscene that I forgot happens when you come by here. So let's let me check out chat and we'll see how we're doing. Yeah, missing that Isu launcher. Yeah, Isu launcher is gonna be sick. I'm really pumped for that, and it's such a like underdog story with the launcher as a whole, you know, because the person who designed it is just a designer. They're not that much of a programmer. So now developers and programmers are joining this designer to fuse together all their, you know, their different skill sets and make this dream a reality. So it's really such an awesome story, and I'm pumped for I think their name is Isugi, something like that. But yeah, Isu, shouts out, pumped for that project. In the meantime, console launcher is a great alternative that kind of has similar vibes, but definitely like at a lot lower of a tier, I guess. Boom, 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 boom. Hoping the Elite chip and the Odin 3. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking that Elite chip is going to be pretty insane. Because also another thing that the guys over at Retro Handhelds informed me of was that the Snapdragon 8 Elite is a different architecture than the 8 Gen 2 and 8 Gen 3. So it's just an entirely different tier. And it's confusing because it's like the Snapdragon 8 Elite, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, Snapdragon 865. It's like you see this 8 and you're like, oh, they're probably all in the same family. But the Elite is on another level. It's an entirely different architecture. It's pretty crazy. So I think that's kind of going to be like, not necessarily a generational leap, but it's going to make a big difference. Once developers can, like, you know, make things compatible with it. I don't know what that entails, but yeah, I'm pumped for the Elite. I got the Odin 3, so I'm pretty jazzed. Speaking of the Odin 3, did y'all see the Retroid Pocket 6 debacle? That was crazy. They basically just made a new budget Odin 3 kind of thing. Oh yeah, it also has gyro. Check that out. Oh, like emulation is crazy. Why can't CPU companies name? That's what I'm saying. All these handheld namers too, like the Ambernick RG476H. Like, guys, these handhelds are being named by I guess whatchamacallit. They're being named by engineers. Like the 4.7 inch screen, the 6 is the generation. There's just, I don't know. The RG Slide was a good name for a bad device. I guess numbers are easier to understand. But there's a better way to do it, you know. Odin 3 type shit. You know, there's a way to name things in a way that that gets the point across. Without just hammering letters and numbers. Yo, 92CD. Have them name your next kid. Oh god, you're gonna end up with a kid named kid named what did Elon Musk name his kid again? Some fucking Latin symbols. Some little bro named his kid Wingdings, basically. Alpha Zeta Pi named his kid a fraternity. Oh, is that the soaring sound? Yeah. Soaring sound? What's that middle one? X Aether SX. Bro named his kid Aether SX too. Is it me, or do you learn the Song of Soaring way sooner in the remaster than the original game? I remember learning the Song of Soaring way later than the original. I don't know, I might be tripping though. So I know this guy, he needs a deed to the land. And then, if I recall correctly, we gotta go around the corner. And become that. So as you can tell, you know, I'm like skipping the cutscene there, but it's not doing that crazy shader compilation stutter that happened the first time. We can let it play out. So it still stutters. But you can see each time it happens, it becomes a little smoother. And there you go. Now it's fully smooth. So that's shaders. Little shader there. Again, it happens enough to remind you that this is emulation. It's certainly present, but it's usually not like experience breaking. I would say there was a little bit gnarly, but for the most part, once you're in dungeons and stuff like that, it's not that bad. Plus, we're also playing at 4x resolution. But however, the resolution doesn't really affect the shader stutter because the shaders will compile at any resolution, and they take usually just as long, no matter what resolution you're playing at. So I'd recommend if the gameplay is mostly smooth outside of those shaders, then you're in a good place. Then you just play at that resolution. All right, what's up, homegirl? Wow, I gotta find Yo's sister. The monkeys will take me to her sister. All right, so let's save and close game, and then it takes us right back to console launcher. Man, I love this, and I love how the music just is a great sound bed. It's very ambient, kicks right in. We have all of our apps in one place. Shout out Subnautica. Now let's check out Ocarina of Time. Can you not download pre-compiled shader packs? You might be able to. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not too deep in the 3DS emulation world, so I might be I might need a Mr. Miyagi to show me the ways of 3DS emulation. Let's do can I do symbols? Slime star. Where's my stars at? Nothing. Slime. It's pretty slick. You've been using ESDE? Yeah, I'd recommend it. Check out Console Launcher. It's free too. It's a really good one. My autofocus is kind of tweaking out a little bit here. I'm just gonna set it to stay focused on my grippers. Man, the music in Ocarina of Time gets my juices flowing. Puts me on a different wavelength, you know what I mean? Puts me on a different plane of existence. What are y'all's favorite 3DS games? I probably don't have them, but I'm just curious because now that we have a 3DS handheld, there's no reason not to play some 3DS games on this thing, you know what I mean? Also, with the price of 3DSs these days, oh brother, they're not cheap, and they're not getting any cheaper. Meanwhile, original DSs are pretty affordable for the most part, like DS Lites, DSIs. Speaking of DS Lites, did y'all see the RGDS? That was crazy. That's crazy. They just launched it today. The RGDS from Ambernick. It has a Rockchip RK3568 processor in the year of 2025, and two 480p screens, and they called them high definition too. It's just an absolute dumpster fire. I was super pumped on it. I made 2 videos. The first one kind of dunking, thinking that it was AI, and now I wish that it was AI, to be honest. Because a Rockchip RK3568 processor is trash. Let's be honest here. It's running Android too, so that chip is going to be low-key struggling. I mean, it'll run DS games, maybe a couple 3DS games, as we saw in the gameplay trailers. Yeah, 19 CD. They got them. They were scraping the the bottom of the landfill for those chips. Listen, Ambernick has had a year. Ambernick has had one of the years of all time. I think they're down bad right now. I don't know what they're doing. I think they need like in even the RG 476H that they released. People like that one, but it came in at a weird price that was good but not great, and it's a confusing name that there was just kind of like no reason to get it, the handheld, when there's just so many other, the handheld scene is saturated these days, and everything can do a lot, especially with the Retroid Pocket 6 coming up, you know, and the G2, which is apparently very powerful. Not as powerful as the 6, but pretty dang good. Yeah, Quasar. Their other devices are just like, that's the thing, is even the 476H was just more or less unnecessary. It was an old processor, the T820. I've done a ton of testing with the thing. I've tested it to death and back with 125 Switch games I've tried on that chipset. Most of them were playable, and by most I mean like 50%, 60. Yeah, the resolution is upscaled. Zweebles. It's 4 times upscaled. And then there's also a way to get HD texture packs, I do believe. Again, I haven't done too much 3DS emulation, but oh, I don't have a sword. That's crazy. I gotta go to the Lost Forest, I think. But yeah, this is 4 times resolution. It's, I think, more or less 1080p-ish. Might be a little bit below, but it is imperceivable. This thing is looking crispy. Especially with this remake, because they upscaled the textures and everything from the original Nintendo 64 version. It just looks so good and beautiful. And we also get well, not in this area, but we get camera controls in Majora's Mask and probably in other areas of this game. Oh no, oh no. Give me that sword. Yes, that's another thing. 2 OLED screens. The top one is a 6-inch, 120 hertz OLED panel, or AMOLED to be specific. And then the bottom screen is a 3.92-inch AMOLED panel at 60 hertz. It's the same one from the Ayaneo Pocket DMG, the Retroid Pocket Classic, and the Retroid Pocket Mini V2 and V1. But in the V1, they lied. They said it was not the panel that it is. So, as you can tell, at the top and bottom of this lower screen, we have these black bars. So it's not a perfect 4:3 aspect ratio, but when you're playing these games, like, you're focused on this up here. And to be fair, up here too, we have some pillar boxing on the sides, because we have a 16:9 aspect ratio screen, and then on the sides we have some empty space. So we got empty space all over this device, but the overall handheld is just so it's so immersive. Having that second screen down there is just absolutely it's peak dog. You know, like this is the type of handheld that it makes me kind of like, it kind of takes me out of that reviewer mindset, which is amazing considering that I probably own like 50 handhelds at this point. This is one of those ones that takes me out of that reviewer mindset, and I just love playing games on it. I just want to play games on it. It's a really good handheld. It's not perfect. I feel like I need to make that very clear. This isn't the perfect handheld, but it's so good. And it is a little bit on the premium side, I guess. It starts at $250 for the the same chipset as the Retroid Pocket 5, the Snapdragon 865. So you'll get the exact same performance as the Retroid Pocket 5 and Flip 2 at that base price. And then I would recommend spending the extra $50 and starting at that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. Okay, what's going on here? Well, bro, I got a sword. What if I wield it? Okay. It's got a body blocking me. I like the callback in the in Majora's Mask where they have a security guard body blocking you from leaving the first area too. These games are fun. Majora's Mask 2 is an insane development story. They were up so much against the gun. Time was their biggest, I guess, factor in making that game, and so that's where it's kind of the game itself is kind of a reflection of the development of it too. It's a very fascinating game and story overall. All right, let's talk to Homegirl. Let's figure out how to get out of here. Yeah. Let him know. I gotta find a shield. Okay. How much are shields these days? with shrinkflation. Hello. Yeah, Pilk. 3DS XLs are not cheap at all. And then when you consider that this thing can also run some Steam games, like Windows games, Switch emulation is very good on here. 3DS upscaled, DS no problem, and it's just it's a very compelling value. I gotta get my bread up real quick. I gotta get my cheddar right. Does it? Oh, brother. Alright, where's the infinite money glitch? How do I get 40 bandos? 16 gigabyte model. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the 16 gig model, it might be a little overkill, to be honest. I don't know how much RAM is a factor in 3DS emulation. I have the Pro model here because I felt like the Pro model is is an excellent balance of price to performance. It has just enough RAM to emulate those Windows games pretty dang well. And then above that, you have the Lost Woods. What's going on in the Lost Woods? I forget what the path is here. Oh, you! I know you. But yeah, I think the Pro's a great balance of cost to performance. The Max model would probably be best for oh, I need the shield to take that sucker out. The Max is probably great for Windows emulation. However, this does still have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, so I don't know how much it's going to be taking advantage of that extra RAM. $350, but if you buy used in good condition, you'll pay $300. Yes, I know. 3DSs are insane. Like the cost of them just absolutely skyrocketed. And I think a big aspect of that, a big factor, is because people who are nostalgic for 3DSs now have, jobs and can afford to be the big ballers and just, pay a lot for 3DS. I don't understand why they're so much, man. If you can find them at a garage sale, though, yeah, that's like for $100 to $200, and that's a decent value, I guess. But again, at that point, save up a little more and really treat yourself. So this is the white model. That might be obvious, but yeah, there's also the I guess Super Nintendo colorway with the Skittle style buttons. I think the white model looks so clean. And then there's also the black one, which is kind of a smudge city. And then I think there's a purple model too, which I was a little bit torn between the white and the purple, but I have a white Odin 2 Mini, and that one, just something about white, like premium devices in a white colorway just gets me going. Gets me screaming and hollering, as they say. This is the less comfortable handheld. But damn, that's the most fun. I agree. It's not that comfortable. It's I wouldn't call it uncomfortable. It's like right on the cusp when you're trying to play shoulder heavy games. Oh yeah, I turned off autofocus. But you can tell on the sides here that these shoulders are very sharp and straight. So when you're gripping them and trying to play, like this is what it would look like if I'm trying to play shoulder games. Yeah, that's not very comfortable. Oh, oi, oi, oi. But just playing like regular non-shoulder centric games, it's a good time. And even just the shoulder buttons are not that bad. They're a little more curved on the outside. Is it safe in a pocket? It is safe in a pocket. But it's very big. It's a big handheld. So, take that information as what you will. But yeah, it's more or less the size of a DSi XL or a 3DS XL. It's a larger handheld, but compact when you consider the power of this thing. When you can run a large amount of Switch games, you can run upscaled 3DS and even some Windows games using GameHub Lite and WinLater and that kind of stuff. It's a very powerful handheld and in a compact-ish form factor. Like you can see, it's kind of it's more or less the size of like, this is an iPhone 13 Pro for scale. I have it in a little bit of a case, but you get the gist. It's pretty much the size of two phones stacked together. You better have deep pockets buying handhelds. Yo, that's a good one. And that's real. Yeah. No, these yo, SBC subreddit. Sound off. Those MFers moving like reviewers. Does it have an NFC reader? I don't think so. But I think when it comes to emulation, you can probably just emulate the amiibos. You know what I mean? Alright, I've had enough noodling around in this zone. Let's see. Oh, you know what else? While we're just absolutely hammering away at Legend of Zelda games and Nintendo ninjas are lurking, let's load up Link Between Worlds. I was playing this one on Friday night after reviewing it, after doing the unboxing. Sell Iron Pocket, the Ioneo, yeah, Pocket S. I don't know how much Ioneo devices resell for, but probably I think it's worth it. Ein feels like the good guy of what Ioneo is. Ioneo just feels kind of like kind of just weird. They're just like not very pro-consumer in my opinion. They take forever to ship devices. And their software is janky. Is this running faster? I don't think this is yeah, I don't really know. It's it might just be like trying to catch up on shaders and stuff like that. So, I mentioned earlier in the stream, but also shout out, welcome to all 30 of you. And then welcome to the stream. glad to have you here. But I mentioned earlier that there is some shader stutters when it comes to playing 3DS games. This is a common thing with 3DS emulation, where shaders are compiling. So that's where these stutters come from. And it's not a performance thing either. It's kind of weird. Like, I have this upscaled to 4x resolution, and you can see that it's pretty smooth generally. And then we have those stutters when there's new things happening. So it's just whoops. Like right there. So it's generally smooth, but then there's those shader stutters where it's yeah, it's kind of weird. This one's bugging out a little bit, but another aspect of that shader stuttering is that it happens no matter what resolution you have it at. So while we have this at 4x resolution, you'll still get shader stuttering even at 1x resolution, because shaders are compiling. There might be a way to pre-compile shaders. I don't know. I've said shaders so much that it's losing the meaning of the word. So I need a break. I'm talking about Zelda shaders. You know what? You know what else is what do we want to do? Mario Kart or Metroid? Let's do a little Metroid. And then we can do Mario. What up? Metroid. Metroid it is. Absolutely. Oh, I might have one cool thing with 3DS emulation too is you also get save states. Okay, so this is a little wonky, a little fun, little quirky wonky thing with using different I guess I think GPU like renderers, is that sometimes if you have to switch your renderer based on what game, because you might have like visual glitches. So if you do have visual glitches, then you can just change the renderer from Vulkan to OpenGL, and that should fix your glitches. And if that doesn't fix it, then you might have to just play a different game. I don't know. There's plenty of options to change with 3DS emulation. We're playing this in Azahar, by the way. I recommend Azahar for 3DS emulation, as it is a really good emulator. Let's see if I remember how to... Okay, yeah, it's X. Azahar was made a while ago from the Lime 3DS developers merging with Citra developers. They kind of like, it was like a super group. They're kind of like a, you know, it's kind of like a K-pop super So Azahar, needless to say, Azahar is very talented developers, and they're doing great work in the 3DS space. So I'm rooting for them. And again, you know, we're seeing those 3D those texture stutters, but yeah, it's super playable outside of that. We have this one at 4x resolution, just like the others. It's more or less 1080p. Oh no, come on. I've tried Citra MMJ. There's less stutters than Azahar. Oh, I haven't. I think I downloaded Citra MMJ, but let me just save up here. That's pretty cool. I'm curious if it performs the same outside of those stutters too. Because if it has the same performance and less stutters, then that might be the move. Let me see if I downloaded it. I did not. So let's do a little bit of download. Citra MMJ. I'm using this app called Obtainium. I recommend everybody with Android emulation devices use Obtainium to download your apps. And this is the emulation pack. So just search Obtainium on Google and you'll find a GitHub link. Only trust GitHub stuff. And then the emulation pack, just search Obtainium emulation pack. You might even find a Retro Game Corps article about it. But yeah. Let's hop back into here. And then we got Citra. Allow. Add my folder. Let's see if they work with my ROMs. I might also have to bind inputs. Yep. B speed mode. Speed run. Get the timer up. Fuck. Up. Down. Left. Right. Up. Down. Left. Right. C stick. Damn it, there's so many inputs. So after this, we'll check out some DS games. I have a good handful of DS games. Is there a save state button? Oh, no save state button. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. On-screen controls. Can I easily toggle them off? Edit buttons, toggle. Probably gotta do that. What? Nice. Okay, so you'll see that off the bat we have this black bar at the bottom that's bigger than the top. This is a glitch with Console Launcher, where if you launch apps through Console Launcher, sometimes it positions them up because of that black bar. It's kind of weird. Let's see if it continues to do that. Okay, so it continues to do that, but we're just going to do a quick performance test to see if this is smoother than Azahar. How do I... 4 times resolution. Yeah, look at that. 1600 by 960. It's almost 1080p. It's pretty much... I wouldn't say imperceivable, but at this screen size, it's good. You got little stats in the top there, and a big old cutscene in the beginning here. So this is Metroid Samus Returns, that's Samusi on 3DS at 4 times upscale in Citra MMJ. We tested it on Azahar 10-15 minutes ago, and we're going to see if Citra can do it better. So far, so good. But now the rubber's going to meet the road. When we catch a glimpse of that. Shame motion. Let's go. Okay. Yo, wait a minute. Dude. Okay, this is very good. Holy smokes. You know what? I'm impressed. I am impressed. I thought Azahar was peak, but this is looking pretty dang good. Citra MMJ. Citra MMJ is the hottest right now. Wow. Yeah, so far no shader stutters. This is pretty impressive. Ah! Yeah, this is good. So maybe Citra MMJ is the move for 3DS emulation here, and it works on the 2 screens. Looks great. We're at 4x resolution, same as the Azahar, and this thing is running laps on Azahar in terms of general smoothness. No crazy input delay either. It feels pretty dang smooth. I know that, so we do have this in 60 FPS mode. I know that there's a slight, to me it's more or less imperceivable in most games, but it could be perceivable in rhythm games. There's a little bit of a input delay kind of thingy, but I'm not noticing it at all. 120 hertz mode I know makes inputs even more snappy, but it feels pretty good. 60 hertz mode right now. AJ, waiting for your Rainbow Thor to arrive, dude. Yeah, right. The Rainbow Thor looks awesome. I love those rainbow Skittles buttons. Super cool stuff. All right, I can't go back there yet. I also tested out. I don't know if you ordered the grip, but I tried out the grip. Have it. It's out of arm's reach, but the grip is pretty good, and it kind of helps a little bit. It makes it a little more ergonomic, I guess, but it also makes it bigger. So to me, it's not the juice ain't worth the squeeze in terms of ergonomics and making the device just overall bigger. But if you play this mostly at home, then the grip is a decent option to have. Now we can finally get back here. Ka-chow. Okay, I am very impressed with Citra MMJ right now. This has been virtually flawless at 4x resolution. Almost no stutters at all. This is good stuff. Shout out Citra. Let's ooh, do we not have... I don't think Citra has save states. I'm not seeing any save states here. Yeah. There's no save states. Interesting. It does have a lot of other options though, so cool stuff. You miss out on save states, but it is so much smoother. That is impressive stuff. Let's play a little Mario Kart, and then we'll check out some DS games. Let's see if we're running this at 4x resolution. Mario Kart 7. I feel a red dot sniper locating me from the Nintendo ninjas as we speak. They heard it through the walls. They have sonars on me. They saw me playing one of their retro games. It's over. All right, let's do 100. I'm not trying to impress anyone. Gotta go Koopa. Koopa gang. All right, let's run it. Luigi Raceway. Showtime. Try swiping right to left while in game. Yeah, let me try that. Oh, that just brings up the menu. Yeah, that's an in-game menu. Doesn't have save states. I think they might have taken it out in favor of performance. I missed it. Laid an egg. Okay. It's been a minute since I've played Mario Kart 3DS. But the champ is back. The champ is so back. Oh no. Out of here. Alright. Oh no. It does not play like Mario Kart DS. So there's also, I think that there's a mod for this called CTGP 7? I could be wrong. Holy smokes, okay. Alright, I guess nothing. Oh no! That was brutal. I'm gonna get out of here. But there's a mod for this. I do believe it's called CTGP 7. And it adds a ton of tracks and characters and stuff like that. There's one for the DS too that does the same thing. It adds a bunch of tracks, custom tracks and characters. It's very cool stuff. So if you're a fan of Mario Kart on the DS and 3DS, definitely check out some ROM hacks because they will spice this right on up. All right, I really got it. I'm slacking right now. Oh no. I gotta go on the offensive. So far, no shaders, stutters. And what I'm learning here is that one, I'm pretty bad at Mario Kart. And two, Citra MMJ, as of right now, is taking the crown. Citra MMJ is really good. Oh. You know, it's not good. It's binding swap screen to the left thumbstick. I think I'm going to switch that to the right thumbstick since this doesn't have save states. So that's a bummer with Citra MMJs, no save states. However, I would gladly give up save states in favor of this kind of performance. No shader stutters. This is good stuff. All right, we're gonna switch over to some DS games. If y'all have any recommendations, I'll see if I have them in my library. Yep, and get me out of here. I'm sick of it. Yeah. Citra MMJ, very impressive stuff. Let's kick it off with Metroid Prime Hunters. Okay, yeah, so that's coming up too. It's doing the same thing. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can go to Task Manager, close out of that. I'm trying to get rid of that lower bar. There we go. Now it's centered. Dude, AJ, thanks for recommending that. That's just, I'm totally going to talk about that in my review now. Like, Citra MMJ is absolutely going to be my my emulator of choice. I'm going to try it out and compare it to Azahar and everything. Azahar needs to catch up. Citra is very impressive stuff. So this is MelonDS, or MelonDS by Sapphire Rod Knight, running Metroid Prime Hunters. I think we have this, we got this upscaled, I do believe. Let's take a look. 5 times native res. Basically 1080p, or 720p, with a little bit of extra room. So it looks pretty crispy. I might actually just say F it and ball out. Yeah. This one goes out to the resolution demons out there. We're going all the way. This is, I think, above 1080p. Now, one thing with Metroid Prime Hunters and some other DS games is I'm a bit of a, you know, I'm a bit of a thumb boy when it comes to you know, playing certain DS games, and especially with no stylus slot. I have a stylus. It's across the room. I can grab it for some other games, but for this one, it almost Metroid Prime Hunters is interesting because you can almost treat this like a right analog stick. So I'll show you. I'll give you the rundown here. Let an old pro show you the ropes. So, yep. So we got that little bit of input delay. I'm noticing. It's I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, you can see it. You see that? There's like 2 frames. Boom. Boom. So we're going to try and switch it to 120 FPS mode and see if that fixes it. That's much better. It's still noticeable. It's more or less like 1 frame now. And that does make sense, being a doubled frame rate. So I think that we gotta exit out and then switch to 120 and then load back in. So let's see if this fixes it, because we weren't getting any inputs after we changed that. Seems like the 120 FPS mode is something that you might need to change in between games. I don't think you can kind of change it mid-game. Emulate an on-screen touch control with the right analog stick. Ooh, yeah, let me try that out. Let's first see if we can get inputs now that we changed the 120 FPS mode. Hey, catch you later, 19 CD. Thanks for hanging, dude. Loved having you. And also thanks all the other people for watching and sticking around right now. I appreciate all of you. And yeah, we're probably gonna check out some other games. We're definitely gonna check out some other games. Yeah, this feels solid. Probably stream for another 30 or so minutes, and then yeah, we'll wrap it up and like 30. Check out some more games, and then maybe we'll do another stream. Maybe we'll do another stream another day. But I have to go rock climbing with some friends. Cyber, it's great having you, dude. I appreciate you. Metroid Prime Hunters is a fascinating game for them to even attempt to make a first-person Metroid Prime game on the DS. Just seemed like an impossible task, and they pulled it off excellently. Like this thing, even Super Mario 64 on the DS felt like just absolute development magic. And then Metroid Prime Hunters, it was just, you know, something about having a Metroid Prime first-person shooter game that's actually good is on the DS portably at the time was insane. And replaying it, it's still pretty fun. It's definitely like super linear, and there's a lot of corridors that you'll find yourself in just due to the limitations of the DS hardware. However, there's also some good maps that are fun for like PvP. Very much like old Quake Halo style maps. Okay, so I know that there is, I gotta turn on the floating icon, and then we can see if there's a way to screen map. Screen mapping. Yeah, AJ, so AJ mentioned in the chat to check out screen mapping the touch screen down here to the right analog stick. It might cause a little bit of problems with MelonDS Nightly because it's reading it as the entire emulator instead of the specific game. So it might carry over to other games too, this like input that I'm mapping here. Right analog stick. And then how do I put it on the second screen? That's the real question. How do I delete it? Clean. Okay. I might have to do like, I'm confused. I want this key mapper down here. I don't know. I'm stumped. Either way, I'll noodle around with that later. I'm gonna keep showing y'all some gameplay. And then we go. There we go. Can you open the setting from the small screen instead? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. Standard style. Ambient LED auto lock. Yeah, so when I do pull up the floating bar, it's only an option up top. And then maybe there's a way to throw it at the bottom. But I don't know, my smooth brain ain't processing it. Yeah, there's probably a way to do it somewhere else. Oh no. Gotta close that. There we go. Alright, how do I get out of here? I know that this is a crazy one here. Get me in there. Oh, are those, I gotta scan them. Am I dumb or stupid? There we go. Alright, let's throw down. Listen. This is just it's easy. Easy game. I might be washed up, but I ain't out. I ain't out of the game just yet. I remember ripping Metroid Prime Hunters on my original DS, the chunky one with the terrible screens. That thing was brutal. Yo, you should absolutely check it out, V-Lays. Prime Hunters is fun, dude. It's a good, like, you know, game to just rip around for 30 minutes or an hour and just remember what it was like to run this game. Like, having this 20 years ago portably, crazy. Absolutely banger game. All right, that's enough showing off Prime Hunters. Now let's check out some other games. What else we got? We got let's do Super Mario Endless Earth is a game that I've been trying to get working on emulators, but I think that it has a problem with emulators. Let's see if Sacred Gold works. I don't know if it'll have my save. I think I forgot to import my saves. Only one way to find out. Yes! It imported my save! So this is Pokemon Sacred Gold. It's a ROM hack of Pokemon Heart Gold. I think it's kind of just like a general quality of life ROM hack. I don't really remember what it added, but yeah, I've been chipping away at this one on my cell phone, my iPhone. I have this contraption. I've been meaning to make a video about it. It's a little Joy-Con grip with the iPhone. I've been using that to play emulation DS games before I got this, but now that I have this, you know, I might be locked in. What do we got down here? So this is one big benefit of playing, of having two screen devices, is no longer do we have to prioritize one screen or the other when it comes to Pokemon games, which utilize both screens. You know, you got the HP and icons up there, and then down here you have to switch your Pokemon because I will get wrecked by electric. Let's do... Oh no. Yeah, we'll just switch to Eevee. But yeah, having your moves down here and the game up there, this is just so much better. Let's do bite. Chomp. Alright, what is good against you? I think I need fire, but I don't know if I have fire. I cast egg. I'll send the egg out. I'm gonna get wrecked. It's over. Sorry, Ralt. I am not running a... luckily, I'm not running a Nuzlocke. It would have been cooked. Let's see if this does a little more. Okay, crit. So obviously you can also play the Pokemon 3DS games as well in Citra MMJ because Azahar has some shader stutters. At least right now. Could change in the future. Light work. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna grab my stylus and we'll play a little Canvas Curse. Okay. Let's check out the case. Yeah, so this is the case for the Thor. It has the grips back there. And then this is what the grips look like. It doesn't come in white. It only comes in, I think, gray and like oh, I have it plugged in. But yeah, we can throw it on. Let's do a little something. So this is what the butt cheeks look like. Just an absolute wagon on this thing. I don't it kind of looks like it's wearing pants. It's just real goofy looking at one. Ambernic DS would be like this. No, the Ambernic DS is not gonna be it won't be nearly as powerful or as premium feeling. The Ayn Thor is just a very premium device overall, and it also has the butt cheek grips if you want it. So just gripping on it, and then this makes I guess it more ergonomic. The shoulder buttons still, or the shoulder triggers still are just sharp and kind of not very well designed, but the shoulder buttons are perfect. And they're a little on the thin side, so they're not perfect, but they're much better than the shoulder triggers, those analog triggers back there. Now, let's bust out my trusty Nintendo branded Switch stylus. I like this one because it's pretty thin and small, and it's made by Nintendo, so it's like very premium feeling. And it kind of reminds me of the original styluses for the old DS and 3DS and all that. Just kind of, it has that Nintendo charm to it. It's also pretty affordable, and it's but unfortunately there's no slot to shove it in. So when it comes to bringing it around with this device, it's just kind of weird. You know, it's like, where do you put it? Another cool thing, as you just saw with the Thor, is automatic sleep mode. You know, it's if you do press the power button when it's closed, then it does, you know, turn back on. So if you plug it in to charge it while it's closed, look at this. It turns on. So if you have the screen time out to like 10 minutes, then it'll stay turned on for 10 minutes. Unless you just, when you plug it in to charge it while it's closed, this is what you gotta do, right? You plug it in and then you press the power button to make sure that it's off. The Ambernet colors do look pretty sick. The turquoise was a little bit of false marketing. They made it seem like the original, they made it seem like this shade of turquoise. They made it feel very much like original 3DS style, but in reality it's a lot brighter and more saturated, I guess. It's very weird. It's just a different shade, so it's kind of their own twist on classic 3DS turquoise. It still looks pretty good. The black and red DS is the one that I ordered. I'm not proud of ordering that, but I gotta check it out. You know, I'm a DS demon, as they say. So let's brush it off. Get some cat hair out of here. Take a swig of caffeinated beverage. And then lock the fuck in. Not gonna buy one, but definitely would have gotten the red. Yeah, I agree. Let's are we getting sound here? Let's check if we're getting some audio. I think I might have to restart. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. All right. Looks like we're working now. Boom. Okay. Lock in, as they say. Task manager. Boom. Our paintbrush. So this is the European version of Kirby Canvas Curse, and it's the only one that works with retro achievements. So we're playing Power Paintbrush, but I'm just gonna say that it's Canvas Curse, and it doesn't have my save file. I must have forgotten to import it. Whatever. Let's no, we don't want training mode. No, I'm a professional. Okay. Bow. Wait. Yeah. So I have 120 FPS mode on, and we're gonna see if we can see some of the screen tearing that happens when you have 120 FPS mode on bottom. Kirby Canvas Curse was a wild fever dream of a Kirby game that came out on the original DS, and we're playing this at a ridiculous upscaled resolution of, I think, 7 times upscale. Yeah, just an absolute unnecessary overkill. However, that's what we do here. See if I can get his power. Do you have powers? Give me your powers. Oh, okay, never mind. Kirby kind of ate Line Rider's lunch with this one. Remember Line Rider? Absolute peak 2000s. Line Rider could never. Oh. Oh no. Whoops. Okay. I'm officially lost. But I know I need to get here. You know, it's another game that I just remembered on the DS was Mario Super Strikers 3-on-3. Back when basketball games were just like the hottest. Oh no. Yeah. That was actually one of the very few sports games that I really had fun with. Alright, is there anything down here for me? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah, it was a really good one. Mario Strikers. Played too much Line Rider at school. Oh god. Just absolutely ripping Line Rider. Alright, this one might cook me, I'm not gonna lie. Because I remember there is a medallion somewhere. Gotta get all 3 medallions. Not seeing it. Okay. We're so back. Okay, now I remember. Yep, it's up top. What was that Mickey Mouse game with the paintbrush that came out on the Wii? And there was just a lot of, like, this era just had paintbrush and, like, scribble knots. There was just a lot of drawing related games that came out at this time. Alright, I don't exactly remember how to do this one, but... Oh, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. I'm sorry you had to see that. Well, that's Kirby's Power Paintbrush. It's pretty fun. It's a very... This one is like so uniquely mid-2000s. This is one of those games that just... It felt like super gimmicky, but also very solid at the same time. It's like too good for its own good, you know what I mean? All right, let's do a little Dawn of Sorrow ROM hack. I've been playing a lot of Metroid and Castlevania randomizers lately. Randomizing these games has been a blast. I 100%ed the Metroid Fusion randomizer. That's my crowning achievement. Yeah, so you can see with this is you just get like random souls and stuff like that. Disc armor. Nice. Boom. Oh, give me that coin. And then do I have... Okay, I got quick thing up there. Where do I have? Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. I got fast forward. Skip through that junk. How's the stream look, by the way? Sound levels, all right. Is there any desync with the game audio? See the footage with Pokemon. Where there was a fix about the black dots. Oh, I don't know. This is MelonDS. Oh no, I'm getting my ass handed to me. This is MelonDS, which is more accurate than Drastic, so it might avoid some of those glitches, but yeah, I don't really know. MelonDS is also significantly harder to run than Drastic. Drastic can basically run on a microwave. Wait, oh, I turned into a bat. Okay, cool. Let's do that. I thought it said rat form for a second. Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna be cheesing this game with that one. Halberd. Yeah, let's do a halberd. Rare ring. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta save. I'm so fried. If I got hit one more time, I'm gonna lights out. Yes, please, please. Skip that. And then, you know what I can do? Just worm around them. Give me that. So as you can tell with playing original DS games, the original DS had a 4:3 aspect ratio screen at top and bottom, so you're going to get this letterboxing or pillar boxing up top and letterboxing below with these black bar areas. Can you switch screens? You can. I'm trying to remember which... Yeah, okay, cool. I switched it to... I have it on the right analog stick so that I never accidentally press it. So I can just run it up top and then have this down below, which is honestly what I might do instead. Okay, I need double jump for that, but you know what I can do? I can just absolutely cheese this game. Sequence break, baby. This is what Metroidvanias are all about. Just sequence break your way to the end. It's not going to be a save room. Oh, no! That's another thing with these randomizers, is you will get absolutely just your cheeks destroyed in a room just out of nowhere. Did I have to pay a tariff? I think so, but I think it was calculated. I haven't had to actually pay any tariffs on anything. I think they, and for reference, I'm in the States, but I think they're always factored in to the shipping cost. I know that DHL had that time period where they were charging tariffs and they were pretty crazy, but now I think they factored it into the shipping because tariffs, or the shipping on DHL these days. I ordered the Retroid Pocket 6 when it first came out, and then they withdrew it. But when I ordered that in the Pocket G2, shipping was $50 from DHL, and I was like, I need to get these devices sooner because I gotta review them. So I paid up, and then obviously the whole Retroid debacle where they unreleased their device happened, and I don't know if I was refunded shipping. Yeah, no, I was refunded everything, and I had to reorder the Pocket G2. I don't know. Retroid was laying an egg with that whole launch, man. I guess it's cool to have an affordable Odin 3 now. It's pretty cool. An affordable Odin 3 with Odin 2 power. Oh no. I'm getting flapped right now. Damn, they're kind of units. Am I gonna get the Conquer Fit? No, I'm not. I can only afford so many premium devices, and so I gotta kind of pick my battles because I don't get sent devices. I get sent, like, I used to get sent the cheaper ones, and then work has been pretty crazy lately, so, or like my day job has been very, very crazy, so I haven't had as much time to do YouTube, and so companies haven't really been sending me stuff these days. So for reference, I don't even have an affiliate link with Iron. So if you want the most unbiased stream, you're getting it. I'm making zero money from telling you how good this goddamn device is. Yeah, I'm trying to get an affiliate link with Iron because I love this handheld and I love talking about it. So yeah. But that being said, when it comes to premium devices, I can only afford so many of them, and I gotta kind of like budget it out. And the Pocket Fit's sweet. I know that it's like a very cool, like it's a very good device, but I don't really like Eye and Neo, and so I was hesitant to order their Conquer brand handheld because I was worried that it wouldn't ship out, soon enough for me to even review it, to be honest. Especially since they wouldn't be sending me it, right? Or like sending me a review unit. So I'm very much riding the same wave as y'all are when it comes to device releases and timing and stuff like that. Yeah, tariffs are so annoying. Z-Pay. Like it's causing shipping prices to just be insane because they're just building it into, oh, I'm gonna get Turbo Death in there. It's causing shipping prices to just be through the roof because they're factoring it into shipping these days. Oh, I'm so dead. So I mean, who knows if it's gonna get better, or where it's just such a shot in the dark when it comes to where like by the time you order devices, you don't even know if like what you're gonna pay for, I guess, shipping. It all depends on the companies. Anyways, let's save and play 2 more games, and then we'll wrap it up for now, because I gotta go rock climbing with some friends. So let's do some more 3DS. Take it back to the classics, and this time around, let's load up Citra MMJ. Kirby Planet Robobot. DHL Thor Pro is $35 with DHL. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it's still doing that thing at the bottom. Let me see if Task Manager, close that, open up Citra again, and see if we can crack the code. What about Azahar? So we were testing out Azahar earlier, and there was some shader compilation stutters. There was a lot of shader stutters, and I haven't noticed any of them in Citra MMJ. So I'm curious to see if that's the case with most games in Citra. Yeah, we're still getting that black bar at the bottom, which is a little annoying. It's like not centering. but that could just be user error. So we'll check it out regardless and just see how this plays. Would you like to create Street Pass data? No, I do not want them to share my data, and they can't anyway. So it is very interesting how different performance is in Citra MMJ versus Azahar. Because I always thought that Azahar was cream of the crop, but Citra MMJ has gotten very good, especially when it comes to shader compilations and just being very smooth at those, as opposed to Azahar, which kind of stutters a little more. Play the Zelda game you just saw. Absolutely. Let's run this for a few minutes and then we'll play. Oh, which Zelda game do you want to check out? We checked out all three of them earlier, but we can load up any of them on this. Okay, so you're getting a little bit of stutter there. It's not fully perfect, but this is surprisingly smooth. We're running it at 4 times resolution, which is almost 1080p. Ciao. Okay, we're getting some stutters here, but this is very smooth. It's well paced. The frame pacing. Link Between Worlds, no doubt. I do need to see if I can import my saves easily, because I think I have like 2 hours, or like a little over an hour logged in that game. Okay, yeah, we're getting some stutters here. How do I get down there? Okay, go. This is all right. It's definitely a fair amount of stuttering. So we're running Kirby Planet Robobot, 4 times resolution in Citra MMJ. And this is the this is the Ayn Thor Pro model, the 12 gigs of RAM. Very performant. It has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset, the same one as the Odin 2 series and Retroid Pocket 6. Maybe change in the settings. Yeah, I might have to switch it to like asynchronous shaders or something like that. 3DS emulation is still needs a little bit of noodling around, but it's gone a long way. I'm very impressed with how good it is at 4 times resolution here. This is like so crispy clear, and these are 2 OLED panels, so it just looks so good. No, let me through. Yeah, this is very impressive. 3DS emulation on a dual screen device at 1080p. 3DSs are so expensive these days. And meanwhile, you get this at you can get this starting at $250, but I'd recommend the $300 tier with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset. And also another benefit of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 models, the $300 and up ones, is you get to choose your color. In the base model, you only get black. Asynchronous shaders helps a lot with stuttering. Hell yeah. Let's pause this and throw on async shaders. Async, where you at? Right there. Let's see if this helps. Can I just brute force it? Or is this an outrun one? What am I doing? Yeah, this is pretty smooth. I'm not noticing any stutters now. Could be because the shaders are already compiled, but also could be because of that async shader update. Is there a power, like, a health meter for this guy? No, okay. That was all pointless. Oh, brother. I just got scammed. What's that? Oh. Alright, give me the power cube. So one downside to Citra MMJ is there's no save states in this version of Citra. Kind of a bummer for, you know, easily like hopping in and out of games. At the same time, it's with this level of performance, you really can't go wrong. All right, let's launch. We're close. Yeah, no one up. Just a little dance. Ah. All right, got some snacks. I got a Mr. Star. Cool. All right, wrap it up, Kirby. We gotta check out some Zelda. How do I get out of here? Close. Zife. It is amazing. I am happy to tell you that this device is so good. It's such an awesome handheld. I'm very impressed with it. Here's a Zelda Link Between Worlds. We have it at 4 times upscale, asynchronous shaders in Citra MMJ. Such a nice screen. I know. This is a 6-inch AMOLED panel. Why am I typing AM? I'm typing as I'm thinking. Let's do Manyo. And that little black bar at the bottom, there's probably a way to get rid of that. I think that's I'm just trying to show off some performance instead of spending time noodling around. Yeah, Richard, this thing is awesome. Such a great handheld. The Ayn Thor Pro model in the white colorway. The RGB thumbsticks. I didn't even realize that that it had RGB at first, because when you first set it up, they're not turned on. And then when I was messing around in the settings, I found that in the quick settings, I found that it had RGB. So I've been having a blast with that. The screens are amazing. I'm so happy with them. The thumbsticks themselves are also very solid. They have a great range of motion. They have that little, they have that textured ring on the outside. Very awesome stuff. And they're more or less flat shaped with a slight bump up. Almost not noticeable. They feel pretty flat for the most part. They have a great design. They're very similar to the Retro Pocket Flip 2 thumbsticks. But I think that these are slightly better. Okay, I'll do what you tell me. Alright, let's see if we get... Oh, that was smooth. This is very impressive shader pacing. Okay, which way do I go? I think I go left. So there's some slight stutters. You can hear it really in the music. Man's blew his stack. Hey, yo, pause. I love the designs in this game. This guy with the big red nose, it's very reminiscent of the original designs back in the Link's Awakening. The big nose Mario head. I just tested Citra the other day, and I don't have this. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to figure out the bezels. They sometimes load like this, and other times they load normally. Let me save, and we'll see. Yeah, this is very impressive performance. Very minimal stuttering. Let's save, because we don't have save states in MMJ. Bit of a bummer. And then now we can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Maybe load up beacon, or we want to do. Let's see. Yeah, I'm curious why. It's like sometimes it centers and other times it doesn't. You gonna buy one of these? Hell yeah, bro. Join the gang. Join the Thor gang. Yeah, why is it doing that? I don't get it. I don't know. I'm not really trying to noodle around too much here. But it could also just be because this launcher has that black bar at the bottom. So maybe when it launches games, it configures them to have that 4:3 display at the bottom. A little finicky when it comes to two-screen emulation in general and just two-screen devices. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of 3DS and DS emulation. DS. There's the DS library is insane. I'm always shocked at just how many games came out for the DS. The 3DS, I need to put some more games on here from my library of legally acquired games, but I got a good handful here, and we checked them out in Azahar and Citra MMJ. Citra MMJ has that black bar for me, but it shouldn't have that for you. I don't know. TBD. Still working out some software bugs. I only just got this device like 2 days ago, so still putting it through its paces, and I'm glad that you could put it through its paces with me. So to everyone back home in the retro game world, how do I put that off? So I know we didn't do any size comparisons or anything like that with the original 3DSs and DSs, but we'll do another stream maybe sometime this week to check it out some more and show off some other kinds of games, because this thing is so freaking powerful. It can run 3DS upscaled, DS upscaled to infinity. It can also run Switch. It can do Steam games, some Steam games that requires a bit of tinkering, and then obviously GameCube, PlayStation 2, your usual gamut of classic retro systems. I've been blown away with the Thor, and yeah, I'm glad that y'all got to check it out with me. So thanks for hanging, and as they say as they say, sayonara. See you never. I'll see you later. I will not see you never. Thanks for hanging with me. We're gonna send it to the outro. Producer, Okay, do the transition. Like and subscribe if you like the stream. Thanks for sticking around. And I will see you in the next one. Later.